How does one get raunchy? Get in the question means derive, of course. But welcome to the question anyway. Unusually, it appears that the adjective arrived first and raunch is a backformation from raunchy. However, Odo says 1930s, of unknown origin. And OED isn't a great deal more forthcoming. Etymology, origin unknown. Perhaps compare English regional, West Midland and Southwestern, raunch to eat greedily, devour, to tear up, to snatch greedily, and also the related adjective raunch, of vegetables, green, uncooked, see ing. Dial. Dict. At raunch v. And adjective. In early use frequently in U.S. military aviation. Their earliest citation is from a 1937 novel, I Wanted Wings, apparently published in New York, which may justify U.S. military aviation, but seems hardly likely to involve English regional dialects. And its usage there. You're gigged, mister. Raunchy shoe shine. Raunchy brass. Raunchy haircut. Raunchy shave. Might be related to an early definition, inept, slipshod, slovenly, especially unkempt, shabby, dirty, OED, but that shifted fairly quickly to its current meaning, energetically earthy and unrefined, sexually explicit or provocative, lewd, bawdy, suggestive, OED, 1943 citation. So where does raunchy come from? I had thought it might be vaguely onomatopoeic, like poor, but that sexually charged usage appears to be derived from the earlier slovenly, which isn't so far from sluttish. Raunchy certainly isn't slang now, although I suppose it may have been between the wars. But even slang has some sort of cultural reference to create it. What was it for raunchy?
Etymonline suggests that its origin may come from the Mexican rancho, a term which carried a connotation of filth. Raunchy, adjective. 1939, clumsy, careless, sloppy, U.S. Army Air Corps slang, of unknown origin. Origins among cadets in Texas suggest possible connection to Mexican Spanish rancho, see ranch, and, which had connotations of animal filth by 1864. Sense of course, vulgar, smutty is from 1967. An instance of earlier usage is from So You're Writing a Play. By Clayton Meeker Hamilton. Little, Brown, and Company, 1935. Raunchy 1935. These plays were written in a raunchy, post-naturalistic style, or presented as political reviews and satires. They were written almost entirely by young men. Also according to Graham the term was used from the 30s, earlier instances do not appear very meaningful. Its original meaning from the 30s is inept, incompetent, sloppy, unpleasant, contemptible, mean, disreputable, dirty, grubby. 1939 Forum and Amp, Century July 45 1 Depending on how good or how raunchy we, SC. Air Force cadets, were, we drilled from 1 to 3 hours in the torrid heat. 1939 Air Corps Newsletter, War Dep, raunchy, a name applied to anything that is dirty or in bad shape. 1949 Cavalier Daily, University of Va, 22 October 4/1 This situation could become embarrassing, if the writer in question happened to be well known as a somewhat raunchy character in reality. 1953 Barry and Amp, Van den Barkamer. Tay. Slang, 1954, Section 759 Halves raunchy flying, clumsy flying technique. Its later meaning. Of persons, their actions, etc. Boisterous, earthy, sexually provocative, aggressively licentious, suggestive. Also in extended uses, especially of language, humor, songs, etc. Bawdy, salacious, smutty, tending to excite sexual feeling, appears to have developed during the 60s. 1967 E. Queen Face to Face 4. 17, I fell in love with him. In a raunchy sort of way he's beautiful. 1969 Sat. Rev. U.S., 31st of May 44 Halves a blend of raunchy humor, unpleasant perversity, and sickening brutality. 1970 Melody Maker 12 September 7 Most of the songs were too twee, and the rest seemed to be too raunchy. 1971 Sunday Australian 7 November 27/6 Russell now has 2 albums of his own on which to disport his raunchy rock compositions. 1973 Daily Colonist, Victoria, BC, 23 November 23/1 A drunk at the next table was singing some raunchy songs. The songs kept getting dirtier and dirtier. 1974 T. P. Whitney Tr. Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago I.
21 They had noticed two raunchy broads going to bathe.
Another hypothesis is that the term come from an older slang very similar term. Ranchy, a.u.s.slang.noed. Dirty, disgusting, indecent. 1903 AM Beinstead Pitcher in Paradise 12. 283 Then they brought the monkey in, the sad-faced, bare-based, flea ranchy old monk.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.